mediation, males versus females. Let's put it up, and then because you haven't given us too much time today, Michelle, only 30 minutes. So let's do it. We'll do it fast, not too many introductions. So this is what is. Samantha hasn't joined us, but Pooja has. Pooja's picture is not here. Sorry, Pooja, you came in. You told me a little late, so it didn't come in here. So
should I leave?
No, we've got you on camera. We've got you right there. We don't need your picture on the flyer. Okay,
That's fine. It's something so trivial it doesn't matter to me.
No, it matters. We want your face out there. Pooja, people should know you. It's just that because
Samantha's here.
Samantha's here. She's getting in.
Yes.
So Samantha, you want to show us your face and let's get going?
It was such an interesting topic. I'm glad you agreed, Pooja. Pooja, is it pronounced Pooja?
It is Pooja. In English, it means prayer.
Okay.
So, Michelle, if you want quick introduction, quick one, if you want to do that, and then into the topic.
Okay, so first, let's do one thing, Vikram. Yep. Mediator, Vikram.
Is that a joke? Is that sarcastic? What is it?
Yes, let's change my name. I'm Shelly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
That's first and foremost. I'm Michelle or Shelly, and I'm a mediator. Hi, I'm Shelly. I'm a mediator, amongst a bunch of other things. My list of things is so long, so I do not want to take up a lot of time. I do recommend all listeners and viewers to go to Mediator Vikram's page and view all of his content, and then you can see more, things and learn more about him, but also me.
Yes, she's been on lots of events. There's a playlist on my channel. That's the Michelle Edison playlist. Is going to be changed to Shelly playlist very soon. No, it's not going to be. We'll come in the middle, Shelly. So Pooja, you want to do a little quick one?
Sure. First and foremost, you want me to address you as Shelly or Michelle?
Shelly.
For you is Michelle right now. You have to reach the Shelly stage. You don't get to Shelly so fast. It doesn't happen that way. It's taken me what so many events to get to Shelly.
Asking her, she's
it's been
that's true, but she asked me to call her Shelly instantly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, if she allowed you to do it, not a problem. I'm okay with that. Okay, so
Name Pooja Anand, and I'm a lawyer since past 29 years and a mediator for over 14 years in Supreme Court, High Court, and I've done a lot of training internationally. I'm semi-accredited, Pepperdine University, US, CMC, IMI. So that's short of me. And I'm actively more of a mediator from a hardcore litigating lawyer. The journey is now as a mediator, and I love my job.
And what we do is in the next session, you can give a little longer introduction right now, because this one she's put for 30
minutes.
Running
short of time. So
next one we'll do that. Yeah.
I don't want to take up more time.
Yeah, we'll take a good introduction next one because we have more time. Yes, Samantha, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I have been an attorney since 2009, and I got my Florida Supreme Court mediator certification in 2020. So I have been formally working on mediation since then, but I've retired from litigation, and my journey is also going to be just a mediation. So I'm really excited to be here and to talk with everybody.
Great. So Shelly, let's get into the topic, the evolution of mediation, males versus females, please.
The first thing I want to address is it sounded like we have a Pepperdine family here. Pooja, did you say you're part of Pepperdine?
Yes.
So go ways for us, because all three of us were part of the Pepperdine family.
Should I leave now?
High five.
High five.
The Strauss Institute for Dispute Resolution is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing.
We're all Pepperdine waves. So that's cool. So we all have that in common. Because I did the Strauss Institute with Samantha, but I also did the MLS program. And so that's the Masters of Legal Studies. So that's cool. I'm glad we're all Pepperdine family. So we understand, that type of that mindset that Pepperdine, I think, has instilled in us also.
No, but you enjoyed that, you connected with it because you
Yeah, we're
have the
connected.
media, because you had the mediator mindset. I kept saying that is important. You had that, so you enjoyed it and you connected to it. So let's put that out there.
Yeah. So this topic, I think, was really important to me because it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong with you two, and I'm glad we have women in here, to discuss it. But whenever I seem to do my mediations, I feel like I have to portray this type of sternness, and I have to, almost be tough. So when I went to research, men versus women and just how women are portrayed and how men are portrayed, I came up, I saw research, I'm sorry, an article, and it was named Soft Ways of Doing Things in Mediation. And the soft ways is how they define women. Women are considered soft. And I just said, and which it made sense to me because when I walk in, I'm like, I have to be hard, meaning I had to put on this tough, exterior. I had to look a particular way, and I had to speak. I wasn't speaking like, I do have a soft tone when I would approach a mediation because I just want to, it's just I don't know, maybe it's just something, I guess, let's just stereotype women and we just have a soft tone. But the crazy thing is I've heard men with this soft speaking tone. I don't know if you've had, Samantha, if you've had Professor Singh, or if you know him, Pooja.
Yeah, I know
but
that.
he has a very soft tone, and he's a great mediator and professor. He's
one of the best.
Exactly. And his tone is so mellow, and it's just so it's almost like listening to music when you're talking to him, just like a soft song. Yeah. And so the one thing that whenever I'm talking to people, I always listen. I say, oh wow, that person has a great voice for mediation, as a mediator. I'm not talking about their personality. I'm just talking about the way that they speak. So when I looked at this soft ways of doing things, and they put that stereotype for women, I was kind of taken aback because I didn't like it. What are y'all thoughts? I just want to, that's how I'm going to go into this, and how I'm going to translate the role of a mediator and women and men. So I'm going to give you two the floor.
Sorry, go ahead, Pooja.
No, you can come on. No worries at all.
I think that some of the biases that people grow up with or that people see can really influence what happens in a mediation and what people expect to see based on their mediator being a man or a woman, or even the participants and the advocates being men and women. I know that when I participated as an advocate, I generally came in with this tough as nails attitude, because especially if my opposing counsel was a man, I didn't want people to think that they could walk all over me. And I've had some men mediators who are, more soft-spoken. I've had some who, were a little too forceful. I actually had one yell at me when I was the advocate in the middle of the mediation. I ended the mediation right then and there. We didn't settle that day. But, I think a lot of people probably feel as though they have to conform, or they might be inspired to feel like they have to go the opposite way of what's expected in order to be accepted as the mediator, or to make the mediation flow smoothly. And I think it would be nice if people could really just be themselves, and use their own personalities, their own strengths, right? There might be some mediations where somebody wants a stronger mediator. There might be some where they want somebody who's a little softer, and the parties should be able to choose based on who their mediator really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Pooja.
Yeah. Well, the topic is the evolution of mediation, male versus female. So there is a preconceived mindset in everybody's, like, especially in the legal field, like as a lawyer, and I was a criminal lawyer. So people feel that this category belongs to a man, this category belongs to a woman. Matrimonial cases, a female lawyer or a female counselor or a female mediator. But large corporate cases, a man can handle it. So these prejudices are already inbuilt and imbibed over a period of time, but we have to break the shackles. I think now it's become more like our society has really developed where LGBT rights are being accepted, where there is a thought of inclusiveness. The time has changed. Step by step, we're heading away where I myself as a mediator have been handling matters where from director of coal mines has come and appeared before me. I think the opening statement of a mediator lays down the ground rules. Yes, I've had people who have tried to give it to me. Sometimes the male lawyers especially try to show to me the law. So I tell them that when I tell them that I have been at the bar for 29 years and I've been practicing, sometimes I even have to break the room and just get the lawyers in and tell them that if I am respecting you as colleagues, I expect the same vis-a-vis you towards me. So it has worked. I would say that now the time has come where even males are handling a lot of matrimonial matters successfully. So though India is still in the nascent stages, and I'm talking of my experience personally as an individual in the Delhi High Court, in the Supreme Court, and even district courts, I'm seeing a sea change. I am seeing people are more attuned to accepting a female lawyer as a mediator in matters which are of commercial disputes, and also accepting male mediators in matters which are pertaining to matrimonial, wherein primarily, because females are supposed to be like, the softer of the sexes, more understanding, more patient, but it's not always there. And I personally, I always say that in chemistry, Fe stands for iron. So Fe before the male becomes the iron male, which is the female.
But I think for a moment, you people should, let's just consider it from the aspect of the male and female part of all of us. And of course, Pooja would know about it, but let me tell you that there is, of course, we have a God who is shown as half male, half female. So the male and female part of us. So from the mediation perspective, what aspect you need to come out with, what aspect is required. So I'm just not looking at it from the male, female, from the way that we as people, but the attributes, what we put it at. I mean, I'm talking about what we have here in terms of that aspect. So from that end, the fact what the female is connected with or the male is connected with, I think that's what you're talking about, but that has got externalized. So let's maybe internalize that and then look at it from that perspective, because I've always said that, look, there is this whole concept of the motherly instincts that women bring. And I feel that is really important from the mediation perspective. Of course, we as males will not have that motherly instinct, but the female aspect of us is something that should be honed, I think. So that, I mean, those are thoughts. Of course, Shelley will put them in better words.
No, your words are always great, Vikram. I think that soft concept is because women are looked at as that caregiver, and when our men are looked at as that provider. But where does that fit in with what a mediator is in terms of the role of as a mediator? We always discuss what a mediator is as far as it's being something that's within you. We don't say that a mediator is developed according to your gender. And I think that gender sensitivity in mediation, it has been recognized because it's something that's being discussed now. It's not something that has just come up, it's something that people are now recognizing as an issue, and I've said this before. When I was trained in this, first of all, I felt even throughout my years that it was always a situation where men were the one that were on top. You know, those were the ones that were always the leaders. You go home and you cry to mommy, but you go to daddy and seek guidance about conflict resolution. And that's great, you know, in the household, but it sets a tone, I think, in one's mindset. So what happens when you have a tone set like that, when conflict resolution is the way it's taught for a female who goes home, cries to mommy, and goes to daddy, and daddy says, fight. You know, you have to defend yourself like this. We don't talk about it. We have to fight about it. Well, what type of skills are we learning? Mommy says, you know, let's talk and let's go over the steps like this. That mediator mindset is already there, you know, and is it because she's a female? Is it because of the biases and the stereotypes that men already have put on them because they're men, that boys will be boys type of mentality that's already stuck and attached to the male? That's why I say that I hear how people say that that we have to have gender sensitivity. And when we think about gender sensitivity, we also have to learn to let go of the stereotypes and the biases. And the one thing that I try to remove is saying that men can't have that soft part and that caregiver part in them, because when they have that caregiver part in them, then they're classified and stereotyped as something else. And that's not fair. And when a mediator is somebody that has that ability to resolve conflict, it's a gift that we have. It's a gift that you have, Vikram, Samantha has, Pooja has. We have that, and for as far as I'm concerned, I've had it since birth, and I've had it because I needed it all my life. You know, not saying that my mom was not supportive, you know, and not saying that my upbringing was not. I take all of my pains and I turned it into my power, as far as how I've been cultivated into this mediator, and then we threw in the skills, you know, and all of the techniques. So really, you know, my personality is that of a man and that of a woman, but I'm 100% mediator. So where does gender lie? It doesn't. So remove it, you know?
So that's what I was saying, that is part of all of us.
Endorsing what Michelle just now said, there was a matter before me, and it was a matrimonial matter. And the girl's father, he was part of the private caucus. And he very suddenly said, like, you know, you are a lady, so you can understand her pain. And I said, I'm not a lady. So he looked at me like he was totally flabbergasted. What is she saying? I said, see, I am a chair. I'm a neutral person. I am neither male nor female. I am here as your facilitator. Please, I am not moved by the tears. Yes, I empathize. Yes, I didn't say that, you know, out loud, that I'm not moved by the tears. Otherwise, they will get like, you know, take exit that this mediator doesn't understand our pain. That I was internalizing all that. And I was like, you know, I tried to tell them that things will work out, have patience. And then they realize that this ploy of, you know, the soft target hitting at the mediator, that you're a female, so you should be, your bent of mind should be towards the party, which is like a female litigant over there. So I agree with you 100% that internalize, yes, taking cue from what Vikram said, that Ardnareshwar is our God, our Lord Shiva. So divided into two, a male part and a female part, the two consorts come together. And that is the unity, and that's a force, the force which is the ultimate force, which is already in there in all of us. We have female and male hormones amongst all of us, the whole of the human race. And whichever is the top priority, that's why XX and XY is the genetic DNA. So we already have inbuilt, the males also have the female hormones and the females also have, but we have to come above that and be a mediator. And that's the only way to be neutral.
No, but I'm
We
saying,
have to come over our bias.
Pooja, don't be neutral. That's what I had the whole symposium on neutrality and mediation. Don't be neutral. Emotions are part of it. Don't let them fool you that no, you take the emotion out. As a woman, you are bringing emotion and bring it in. It's really important. That's what I'm trying to say, that part, those things are important aspects of people, and mediation has been taken into a certain direction because it has come through the court system and the same people have been involved in it, and the certain expectation has been created of the mediator also. Let's look at it from the US perspective, because the way mediations are conducted, it's not that the emotional part may not play a role in those, but let's not fall for that trap. Let's not do it. Let's take it forward in the way it comes naturally. So it's not for a man or a woman. It's the aspect of that, let's say, that emotional part. For a moment, we're terming it as female, not that it has anything to do with that gender aspect of it. Let's, for a moment, it has to be part of all of us. And let's not let it go because of that word neutrality. I'm saying it's part of it, has to be taken, whatever omni-partiality, multi-partiality, anything that needs to be put. But Samantha hasn't come in yet, and Samantha wants to say lots. Yes, Samantha.
I do. I have to go through and try to organize. I think that the emotional aspect is important, but it competes with the neutrality, where you don't want to get to a point where one of the parties thinks that because of the emotions being exhibited by the other party, that the mediator is taking a side with them, even if the mediator is sitting with them in their emotions, and acknowledging their feelings and empathizing with them. And I think, Pooja, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that was sort of the point that you were trying to make. Not that you don't empathize with them, but that you're not going to take sides based on one side being more emotional than the other. And I do think that is a fear that a woman mediator might have, that if there's a man and a woman, who are there for a divorce, or something else that's emotionally charged, that if the woman is showing emotion to the woman mediator, that the woman mediator is now going to take her side and not be able to do her job. And so I think that is a fear that I know I would have going into a mediation. So, but men also have emotions, and so they express them differently.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Thank you very much. I thought I was unique in this sense.
But I do think, particularly, especially in the United States, as well as other cultures, men are not necessarily encouraged to show or to discuss their emotions or to empathize with other people, which is a real shame, because I think it brings all of us closer together. It makes all of us more capable of seeing what the ultimate best resolution of any conflict is. Sure. I don't think that you can do that unless you allow yourself to feel the emotions, which unfortunately has been deemed to be kind of a woman thing throughout history. But
the idea is, yeah, please.
I think that everybody could be stronger if they would embrace both sides of that. And I'm struck because, of course, it was just this morning I saw an ad for a mediator, a man who the whole ad was about how strong of an advocate he was when he was a practicing attorney. And, he can bring those skills to you in mediation. And I thought, those are not the skills that I would want in my mediator.
Mediation has gone into that wrong direction, and people have started thinking that's what mediation is. It's like the blind man and the elephant situation. Everyone's perceiving mediation separately. So what we have to do is create that perception that we feel mediation should be, and take it forward. And it's perfectly all right. We should not fall, again, I keep saying this, fall into that trap. It's a trap. That's what mediation is. Everyone come fall into this. We're not going to let that happen. And Shelly is definitely not going to let that happen. Yes, Shelly?
No, I'm not going to let it happen, but I can't control the world, but you know what? So I looked up a research that was done at the School of Social Work, the University of Michigan. Mm-hmm. And the sample size, and I thought this was really cool. Also, I think because of my psychology background, I'm really into, the research part of everything. So the sample size was between the ages of, I'm not going to give the total details because it's so long. So the research question is, do women and men interpret differences and confront conflict the same? And do they resolve conflict and understand the meaning of peacemaking the same? So the sample size is from the ages of 35 to 80, and the mean age for the group is 50. The results were women, by and large, were more acutely aware than men of problems in themselves and the roles as mediators. Women were more likely than their male colleagues to envision the mediator role as a collaborative. Men tended rather to seek and not frame the problem as one of building a team. Both of them looked at themselves as instruments of the process and skills as tools that allows them to understand the participants. Women offered metaphors like loving, like say a divorce mediation, I'm be a loving parent, stuff like that, and be a bridge and not a barrier. And I chuckle because I say that all the time. And men, in contrast, often stated they felt comfortable defining their professional stance as neutral and objective. So I thought that was interesting. That was the results of that. That was one research that I found. Okay, that was just one.
Here, what I just want to come in here. Yeah, no, before you come in, Samantha, exactly this. This is that trap that people are going to fall into. Oh, that is the way we have to move. We have to move towards neutrality, and then we are at par with what the male mediators are like. No, don't go there. Let them not take you there. You are what you are, and because of that, it's going to be the right way to take mediation forward. Yes, please.
And so, but colloquially, I see in various forms of social media, there seems to be a lot of times that men will say, the woman in this situation is being emotional and I am being objective, as though those are opposites, right? Emotion doesn't mean that you're not objective. It just means that you have feelings about things. So I think that it's really interesting that even that study kind of put it that way in terms of how, women were being framed versus the men, because emotion and objective are not opposites. Subjective and objective.
Subjective and objective are opposites.
Before you go forward, one second, before you go forward, this session of yours, in terms of the time that you had put, is kind of over. I have no problem. We can always take that a little later. That's totally your wish. However you want to take it forward. It's the three of you again. There's not a problem at all. We can go forward with it, however you want to do it.
Well, now we can still blend it into the diversity, equity, and inclusion part.
Should we start that? Let's start that session. That session. We'll take it there. Okay, because look, how I look at it is that there's some people might be wanting to attend that. They might have said that when that session start, get notified. They will not get notified because it won't start. So let me stop this. Thank you very much. We're continuing the conversations just for the thing.
Wait, was Samantha, were you done before you?